What's up, everybody? What's going on? Sorry I'm late. Had to redecorate my office this morning a little bit. Hope everyone's good. Morning, Jesse. Hey, Bill. Capital. Alberta. Matt. Home at last. Morning, everyone. Morning, Tom. Hey, Eugene. Yeah, Tom, actually, unfortunately, for some reason, all my chart settings got deleted last night. I have no idea what the deal is, so I'm gonna be trying to fix that. Hey, Juan, good morning. Morning, Neil. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So I am looking at. Wow, we have quite the divergence today. Or hold on, I got the wrong chart set up on Nasdaq. Yeah, but we got a nice little uptrend on the S&P. Looks like it's already played out though. So we're going to let this chill for a minute. Nice, that second entry long wasn't bad. If any of y'all took that. Pretty solid little play there. But I need to figure out my chart background color. It is not. Don't think that's what it usually was. I have no idea how all my chart settings got deleted. That was a big bummer to wake up to. Oh, my last, yes, yes. No, it's not sucking up to say thank you. So glad it was helpful, sincerely. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that latest video. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. Okay, I think this is my background color. I think that was it. Maybe that looks a little dark. I don't know. Thank you, blue collar. Appreciate it. I hope my teaching style is halfway decent. That is what my education is in, so I paid some good money to get some halfway decent skills. Getting a little push up here. So this uptrend has a break and a new high. We're no longer waiting for a long right now. I need to let the market come to us. Nasdaq, I can flip over there in a sec, is really looking completely different this morning. So huge divergence between the two markets. Alright, we're getting a push down now. That's what we would expect after the break and new high of the uptrend. Alright, let's mess around with the Nasdaq chart, see if we can get it to look how we want it to. Basically, pardon me, basically a big range on the Nasdaq here. Yeah, S&P still going up. Nasdaq just like stuck in the middle of this range, so no bueno on this price action. Yeah, basically a big range. We already had a little downtrend, had a break in a new low, and an uptrend that had a break too. So there's really just no opportunities on the Nasdaq. Yeah, so middle of the range, can't really do anything here. Over on the ES, you know, we might start getting a secondary channel, but as I say all the time, is not a strong pattern to take in a range structure. We're right at yesterday's high, so this area really needs to be tested before we trust it at all. Well, what about y'all? How's your guys' weekend? You have some good time off of the market? Did anyone do anything extra fun? Or you guys just studying charts, just straight up grinding? Yard work, yeah, buddy. I actually love yard work. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Manual labor is very fun when you don't have to do it. Gandalf Skywalker, what's up? That was about the sweetest screen name ever. Ooh, fair enough, home at last. Yeah, 100-degree weather is not the time for yard work. Got a little downtrend working. That is why you want to wait for those highs of day to confirm. It's failing now, and also we had a sign of that with the Nasdaq being so extremely weak compared to the ES. But possible break a new low already, and we got a little support forming here on the Nasdaq. Yeah, it does look like that support starting to work. Let's see if it holds. Starting to dip down below that level, just continued weakness on the Nasdaq, while the S&P is now challenging yesterday's high again. So I'm really going to need to see these markets start moving together in order to consider anything. I'm really curious to see if yesterday's high holds here on the S&P too. Yeah, Jesse, there's not much in the way of news this week, unfortunately. Although we do have Nvidia earnings, I believe. I'm gonna check that right now. I can't remember exactly when that is, and if it is NVIDIA, that feels like it is, but I know it's one of the big names. NVIDIA on Wednesday. Cool. Thank you, Jonathan. And no offense, I am going to confirm that though. Looks like Wednesday. Yep. Yep. After the close on Wednesday. That is going to be a big one. NVIDIA could become the world's most valuable company. Been dancing right there. All right, Nasdaq still dropping lower, now testing the overnight low. Do you think this weakness is going to win out on the market? So watch for S&P. If the Nasdaq falls here, watch for the S&P to go down as well. Hey Wilson, what's going on? No problem, man. Glad you enjoyed that for sure. S&P still just hanging around right around yesterday's high. Nasdaq getting a bounce so far at the bottom of that range. And welcome to all the new folks hopping in the chat today. or hopping in the live stream rather. Good to have you guys. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy. I think you will find this this chat to be one of the best on YouTube. Friendliest chat on YouTube, guaranteed. And if it's not, well, I will make the adjustments to make it so. If you know what I mean. Also just hit 4,000 subscribers too, so thank you everybody for your support. I know there's a lot of day one folks in here, so appreciate it, man. You guys have been rocking it since the beginning. All right, Nasdaq starting to break below the overnight high. I would for sure be interested in a short here, but we really have to confirm below this level. Right now, it's still acting as support. I would need to see something like that really goes below, comes back and tests this, and then rejects. That would make a great short. So far, getting a bounce here on support. That's not what you want to see. For the shorts, especially with S&P just hanging out around yesterday's high. But more, you know, starting to put in a little bit of a high range here. Good question, Tom. I'll look up what 1OP is doing right now. Gotta open the platform and sign in. Give me just a sec. All the hustle and bustle of realizing none of my NinjaTrader settings were saved. I did not get that open. Speaking of which, I should probably save my progress here on NinjaTrader. And yeah, you're right. 1OP is in a pretty big bearish cycle here. Matt, I have not reloaded my charts. It's a good reminder to do so right away. Yeah, I'm reloading my Nasdaq chart, make sure all my data is fresh. It'll be awesome, guys, if you just use this one finger and click that like button. We have 90 people in here right now, getting close to 100 people in the live stream and only 25 likes. I apologize if I have offended you so greatly. But seriously, if you're enjoying the content, just click that little button. That'd be cool. Alright, got my Nasdaq chart reloaded. Everything looks pretty legit. I'll reload ES too. That range support is still holding for now. Good morning, Ryan. Good to have you, my friend. Alright, we are finally breaking below that range structure. This is great. That Nasdaq short is what I was especially hoping to get to. And now the S&P is right on the bottom of its range, so this is a big deciding point for the market. Will they both start to turn bearish? The line in the sand right now for the S&P. Like I said, going to need to see continued confirmation down here on the Nasdaq. I want to get down into this area really, then be able to bounce back and have this act as resistance. And if Nasdaq wasn't so bearish, this would be a wonderful bar to take a long on right here. Right off range support. Yeah, you could, I mean, you could have gone for it anyway. More risky because of what the Nasdaq's doing, but maybe you're just watching. If you were just watching the ES, I would take this setup in a heartbeat. It is the blessing and the curse of watching the Nasdaq too. Sometimes you'll miss out on that stuff because you're like, eh. But it also saves you too, so makes up for it. Still getting that bounce here off the bottom of the range. Nasdaq bouncing up quite a bit too, coming back to test the bottom of the range. And I might consider a short here on the Nas if we get nice two-legged correction. Bearish bar right around here. That's what I'd be looking for. Hey, Jeff. Good morning, and thank you. Thank you. Still redecorating. It's been long overdue. Thank you, Nico. Appreciate it. Shout out to my wife who was like, all right, we need to redo your office. So she led the charge. Mrs. Joe taking the wins. Yep. All right, Nasdaq still going down. Got a little rejection off the bottom of that range, which is great. Need the ES to follow suit. Ooh, yes, here we go. As I mentioned earlier, I thought that weakness was finally going to win out. Like some stops hit on the S&P there. Like we have a wider channel on the ES here. So I am now considering a short on both. Actually, the ES looks better for a short now because it's still within the channel. Looks good, and we're below the range too. So if we can come back, get two nice legs, and this acts as resistance, we get a nice bear bar here. That's going to be a good short. The Nasdaq, unfortunately, looks like it overshot the channel. So channel's looking really good. Then we had a vertical move down. Looks like an overshoot of the channel. Likely to correct or reverse here. We'll see. Johnny, good morning. What do I think of the bull bar right after open on ES? Let's check it out. I don't like it. Because we already had this channel working, break new high right here, or double top rather, and then the bull bar came after. Okay, before the open, yeah, I like that one. Nice uptrend working here, two legs back, bull bar closing above the EMA. I know some folks in here took it. Yeah, that for me was a solid trade. I was not on my desk, otherwise I would have taken a stab at that one for sure. NQ still going down, overshoot, not correcting the market just yet. But with how strong the Nasdaq has been to the downside, I can see that. I mean, we could get a channel as wide as this, because that is where the midline would be fitting on this action. So it's very possible here. I'm not going to draw it yet, because it hasn't been confirmed, but keeping that in mind. In that pullback on ES. And if we get a really solid two-legged correction back to the EMA, might have to consider it. Right, here we're getting that correction. See what it looks like. Pretty strong bull bars so far. Alright, we're at the bottom of this channel here. Feels like it's going to be an overshoot. Nasdaq, clearly not correcting, so we're going to have to adjust a little bit. Perhaps a steeper channel going down. Either way, we're looking short. So seeing if we can get that here. Yeah, crazy. We are not even at overnight low for S&P yet. Well, the Nasdaq is just going to hell in a handbasket. Still not getting that pullback on ES, but we might be getting it on the Nasdaq here soon. Just got to be patient, guys. Let the market come to you. It can be very tempting when you see these big moves to just short here randomly. Like, hey man, market's going down, I'm going to short here. But then, do you really want to hold through a big drawdown? This thing's going to correct at some point or another. We know that. The market's just not going to keep going in a straight line down. It will correct, so you don't know when that's going to be. It's best to wait for those corrections and then keep going in the original direction. So just got to be patient. It might keep going down for quite a while before it decides to correct. Yeah, we'll let it come to us. No sweat in capital P. I love it. Alright, here we're getting a little bit of a pullback. S&P, possible overshoot. We'll see if that leads to a correction. The Nasdaq, if this wider channel, or this steeper channel is legit, this could be the pullback we've been waiting for. So Matt, this is a good example too. If you would have sold down here at the bottom, that was about where we were when I was talking about that previously, and now check it out. You would have sold right there. You are now in a 25-point drawdown, 500 bucks per contract. Totally normal to trade, you know, 3 or 4 contracts. So now you're in a $2,000 drawdown just because you were impatient, wanted to get in on the move right away. This could easily go up to channel line now, and now all of a sudden you're in a $4,000 drawdown if you're trading 4 contracts. So if you needed any motivation to stay patient, there you go. Popcorn, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to have you around. Good morning to you. This is starting to look like a pretty decent correction. Needs to get a little deeper. So far, a nice leg. Love to see us come up to here, get one rejection, try one more time. Bearish bar. That is going to be what we were looking for right there. So we'll be patient. We'll let that play out. Let that set up if it's going to. And if it doesn't, all good, man. No worries. There will be plenty of other opportunities. And if you're leveraging those funded accounts correctly, you don't need to get a setup every day. Like, I could stop trading literally for the rest of the year and I'm gonna be just fine. So yeah, you don't have to run around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to get a setup with every little move, every day, every hour, every minute. Like, just find a few good setups each week, even each month, would be totally fine. You got like a bunch of prop accounts, like that's all you need, man. Or if you're loaded, if you're a whale, also all you need. Maybe we got some whales out there, I don't know. Alright, we are getting to the other side of the channel on the ES2, starting to reject off of it. Keep in mind, again, we are coming off of an overshoot on the ES, so when you have a move down and it goes beyond the channel like this, the most likely scenario is a correction, sometimes even a reversal. So far we got that correction. You have to be cautious as this thing may continue to reverse. So we really need to see this EMA, this channel line, acting as solid resistance. The better setup to me is on the Nasdaq. We finally have our first attempt lower. See if we can get one more push high, and then we'll ride that second attempt down. We can get a bearish bar. Big push down there. Haven't made a new low though yet, so we can still get that second attempt. I liked it on the ES too. Nice rejection at the EMA at the channel line. See if we get one more chance. Here we go, baby. This could set up really nice. We need to get one more push back to the EMA. The bearish bar. We don't want the Nasdaq to go and make a new low, which it just did. Ay. So Nasdaq, we'll have to reset our count. We have a new swing low, so we need 2 legs back from there. But S&P still could work. Still could work. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, Nasdaq with a new low. S&P looks like it's about to get a new low. But it's all good because the downtrend is still in play. We have not had a break and new low of either of the downtrends, so we're still good to go to look for shorts. Just need another correction. So no worries, not every single correction is one where the market will line everything up to where it's a high probability trade. And you just got to take it in stride, wait for the next correction. Like we got all day, got all week, got all year. Don't have to worry if one little correction doesn't give us a setup. So again, we just want to see 2 legs back to the channel. And then a short, same here. 2 legs back to the channel, and then a short. Come on, baby. Give us that pullback. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Jeff, good call out. Nasdaq at Friday's low of day. Yes, sir. And we're coming up on Thursday's low of day. So we're marking those. Thursday's low of day will be the big one, because that's the swing low for that whole area there. Yeah, Ace, good question. We did not break the upper side of the ES channel, so yes, we would widen it to not look at an overshoot. If it was a true overshoot, we would have had some more movement to the upside. Did not, we continued on, so yeah, we can just widen the channel a little bit. At the bottom of the channel now. Let's see if we can get a significant pullback. Nasdaq is right at the bottom of the channel and pretty much at Thursday's low. So if we get a solid test of Thursday's low, that will be a little bit sketch. You don't want to have the market go right into a level and then reject off and then bet that it's going to then go farther than that. You know, if you have rejected off of a level, more likely you are going to get a second test, maybe like a higher low double bottom, and continue up. So we want to see this break through. We haven't quite got there. There's still a little bit of gap on the bottom, so it's still okay. If we get a pullback, we still can consider a short, but if this goes any lower, we'll have to start to exercise some extreme caution there. So waiting for our pullback on ES. Alright, so Nasdaq is officially at Thursday's low. We need to see the market just blow through this area. We do not want to see it acting as support at all. S&P overshooted the channel. Could lead to a correction or reversal. Well, we are seeing a move below Thursday's low. So far, so good. But it's coming on possible overshoot of this channel. We have a huge gap between prices and the EMA. So hard to say here whether we or not we need to widen the channel or assume that it's going to overshoot. We're just gonna have to wait for confirmation. Marcelo said, I had the chance to enter in the last pullback. Days like this, not a lot of opportunities to enter. Yeah, because there's not a lot of opportunities to enter doesn't mean I'm just going to randomly enter on a pullback, but gotta wait for your setup. If that's your setup and you just randomly enter on pullbacks and that works for you and you make money month after month after month, year after year, great. More power to you, my friend, but that's not my setup, so I gotta chill. And again, if you liked that last one and it fits your rule set, great. Good on ya. So here's what I didn't like about that last set, Marcelo. So here we go. Here's that last pullback we're talking about. This only had one leg of correction. Boom. And then just went down again. I need to see two legs. I need to see one attempt, move down, and then second attempt. We never got that. We never got that second move up. It was just one correction and then boom. So that is not what I'm looking for. I need to see two legs on that thing. All right, so watching the overnight low here. Possible overshoot of this channel may pop up, and this will be important. Let's see what happens here, whether or not this acts as resistance or not. Nasdaq now is coming back over Thursday's low, and this is another level we gotta watch. Not a great sign that we're going above it right now. All right, yes, there's our first attempt down. So again, on these pullbacks, I want to see two legs. Here's one, and then a move down. Need to see one more. If we get that and get a bearish bar, I can certainly consider that. All right. Well, this looks halfway decent on the S&P, but now on the Nasdaq, we're pushing above Thursday's low off of an overshoot. So not what you want to see if you're looking to get short, but way too early, and it's been way too bearish to get long at the same time. So yeah, keep in mind, guys, I posted this in the Discord, but keep in mind that we're still in August. This is still the summer. Most institutions haven't come back from vacation yet. We have no real news this week. There is nothing solid as far as rate cuts go, so the market is just kind of waiting to see what the Fed is going to do this September. Really, the only piece of news we have is NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday after the close, so keep it light. You know, there are seasons to the market. Not every single day is a great day to trade. Not every month is necessarily a great month to trade, so gotta know when the market's going, when everything's rocking and rolling, and you gotta know when it's not, and so therefore when you should put the pedal to the metal and when you should pull back and keep it light. This is a month really to keep it light. Should not be trading crazy size. Should be taking fewer setups this month. Things will change here in September, especially when we get around the rate announcement and all that. Fall starts to kick in, institutions are back in the office. Like, we're gonna get some solid trading conditions, but don't piss away your capital when nothing's going on. And that is one transition from just trying and failing to being a professional trader, is holding back, knowing when you ought to trade and when you ought not to. All right, let's see if we can get a lower high here on the S&P. If we can do that, I'd be interested. Don't like the price action on the Nasdaq pushing above Thursday's low, but the S&P has already had two legs here. So far, the EMA acting as resistance. That's great. Let's get one confirmation bar right here. That's all we need, and I'll be short. So that's what I'm looking for here. Welcome again to all the new folks joining today. If you're not part of the Discord community, there is a link in the description. Definitely join me there. We're going to be trading the rest of the day. Hopefully getting some setups. We got some good market movement, so possibility for some solid setups is definitely there. Would love to see you guys join in on that. Forgot to post a link in the chat too, but we also, that Apex sale is still going on for another few days. 80% off. Performance account activation fee is discounted, so I think it's the best sale that they've done to date, and it's going on for a couple more days. Here we go, perhaps getting that lower high. Come on, baby. Watching the Nasdaq closely though, because it is now popping above the EMA, so getting less likely that we get a good short. Nevertheless, let's see how this bar forms. Yeah, that's not what we want to see. So, alright guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to head over to the Discord. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Appreciate y'all, and see many of you over there. So, take care, trade safe, and see you next time. Peace.